Welcome back to Primetime News. A special welcome once again to our viewers on onespotmedia.com. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he's satisfied that detention facilities where persons are held under the state of public emergency are generally up to standard. Mr. Holness today toured detention centers in Denhamtown, Kingston, the Tamarind Farm Adults Correctional Center in St. Catherine, and facilities in St. James. TVJ's Anthony Lugg reports.
The conditions of lockup and detention centers under the state of emergency, the center of controversy for the last 2 weeks. So much of an issue that Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, Attorney General Marlene Malahoo Fort, and the heads of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force toured the facilities on Saturday. It began at the Denhamtown Police Station. Next up, Tamarind Farm Lockup in St. Catherine. The commanders showed the Prime Minister the facility and gave a breakdown of the number of persons detained, among other issues. The tour comes on the heels of the damning reports from Public Defender Arlene Harrison Henry about the deplorable conditions under which people were detained since the state of emergency was declared in St. James in January. And by the time the Prime Minister got to the Freeport lockup in St. James,
so far we have seen facilities that are I would say generally up to standard, but clearly we could and should do more to improve the standard. So the objective of my visit is to see what else we could do to improve conditions.
Former detainees have complained about being in custody for weeks, even though they say they had no criminal record.
The police have been using the powers in such a way to ensure that they target the persons who are committing the criminal acts, and that those persons who may have been detained but are not part of a criminal enterprise or committing any crimes, that they are released very quickly.
In the meantime, officer in charge of the state of emergency in St. James, Senior Superintendent Anthony Morris, stated that of the 4,000 persons detained, only 24 remain in custody.
The lockup at Freeport capacity is 220, and I will say this lockup was refurbished and reopened in January of this year. And since that time, we have never been at capacity.
Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.